Give me just a minute here. I am sending out some social messages as far as the stream starting and stuff. Welcome, welcome. Streaming to you live from the Interspace Void. This is Overbound's untitled Star Wars show, I guess. I am your host, Overbound. Glad to be here. As you can see, the channel just got monetized, so real happy about that. What we're going to do today is play a couple of Star Wars video game, we're going to play one Star Wars video game. And gonna go over some reading, Star Wars reading. What I've been reading Star Wars, and we're gonna read a little bit from the good book of Star Wars, and I'll show you that in a minute because obviously you don't know what that is. But I don't think this will take too long. I'd say an hour max, maybe more like 30 minutes even. I want to get a few of these going on the channel to give people something to watch. Give them something to get to know me a little bit. I do have another channel, but like this is my first Star Wars stream, so that's pretty cool. But let's just go ahead and get into it. And I think, as I said, the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to drop the music, is read from this good book. And this good book I have here, it shows up pretty much on the screen. It's the source book for the West End RPG. This is actually a second edition. So the first edition, I think, came out in the 80s, like mid to early 80s, I believe. This one was printed in 1994, so it's got some like new additions from the Thrawn trilogy and some of the expanded universe material that was going on then. Probably, but for the most part, it contains a lot of the stuff from the 80s book. So what's cool about this book, though, is this is actually the first edition of this is actually the book that Timothy Zahn and most of the writers for Star Wars were given, for the Star Wars Expanded Universe, were given as sort of a source book for how the universe works and everything. So a lot of people like to discredit the Expanded Universe because it wasn't all written by George. But this is the kind of stuff that like George referenced himself. This is what he had the writers reference. Yes, he did occasionally change it. He changed it a lot, but he also adapted a lot from this, from the Expanded Universe, including this source book. So like a lot of the things you learn in these books, they'll turn up in the prequels and elsewhere as well. So that's what's so exciting about like the Expanded Universe stuff. Whereas like with the Disney canon, you're just like, it's all just like fan made and like, derivative of what came before. This stuff is like the original, and you get to learn the source of all of the Star Wars lore and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and start reading this, I think just from the very beginning, pretty much. And we won't read long, but just for a couple minutes here. All right, it's an introduction. uh, in the days of the old republic, 1,000 worlds flourished under a common government. Wise leaders ruled the galaxy peacefully for generations. This was the age of the Senate, just laws, and unbridled freedom. Were they libertarians? This was the time of the Jedi Knights, defenders of justice, protectors of the realm, mighty in the Force. Pretty cool. Yeah, I love this stuff. Okay, so let's just keep going. We'll read this first section at least. Tragically, even in this utopia, there were unscrupulous individuals who thirsted for wealth, power, and domination. They slowly, cunningly destroyed the Republic from within, just as all civilizations, republics get destroyed from within, as George would tell you. Thus, from the ashes of what was good and pure, was born evil and corrupt empire. Yeah, that happens to like every civilization, you know? And so one of the things you have to do is be vigilant. Because it can happen quickly. I'm not saying that is or isn't going on now. This isn't a political stream at all. But as a society, it's cool it's important to look at those things. And it's cool that like there's kind of like a template here in Star Wars for it. The newly appointed Emperor Palpatine. So when this was first published, he would have been called Palpatine instead of Palpatine, which is kind of weird. At least that's how they were pronouncing it in all the like audiobooks around this time. Anyway, Emperor Palpatine sounds like a drink. Give me some Palpatine. Orange Palpatine, you know? Anyway, the newly self-appointed Emperor Palpatine moved quickly to consolidate his power. With the aid of Darth Vader, Palpatine hunted down and murdered the Jedi Knights. Few survived this terrible purge. The Senate, see, even back then, few survived this terrible purge. Few. Like what? Okay, you're talking about like how many Jedi? 10,000 Jedi. A lot of Jedi survived. I know it says a few, and yeah, it is a few in comparison. But even back then, I mean, I maybe not as far back as this, but there was never anything that said there was only one Jedi. I mean, I know Yoda said that, but I think it was more of a figure of speech, in my opinion, at least. Anyway, where was I? I got off on a rant. With the aid of Darth Vader, Palpatine hunted down and murdered the Jedi Knights. Few survived this terrible purge. The Senate was intimidated into subservience, and the Emperor's overwhelming armies and navies ruthlessly suppressed any unrest among the enslaved planets. The light of freedom was all but extinguished. So this is like, this is 1984. This might actually go back to, like, I think most of this book is going to go back to 1990 or 1982-ish or so, when the first version was created. So let's just keep going. Some people resisted at first. They were few in number, disorganized and ill-equipped. That would have been like Padme and Organa, right? And some of the rogue planets like Raxian. I'm going to say that wrong. What's the planet with the Twi'leks? I'm not good with names, but we'll get there. I'm learning about this stuff just as you guys are by reading these books and things. Anyway, some people resisted at first. Their numbers were disorganized and ill-equipped, but then as the Emperor's iron fist clenched tighter, many people decided that even death was preferable to the awful grip. Whole planets revolted, throwing their lot in with the rebels. Even some of the Emperor's own armies joined forces. Though still desperately outnumbered, the new alliance became a force to be reckoned with. We, of course, see that in the original trilogy, right? And Rogue One, which is pretty cool. The Jedi Knight games as well, and then Andor. Um, uh, anyway, in response, the Emperor caused a terrible weapon to be built, one that he believed was invulnerable and would destroy the rebels. What do you think that is? The Death Star. It very nearly succeeded. Only the valiant efforts of a few heroes, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Organa, and their companions destroyed the Death Star and saved the rebellion from annihilation. Now with Han Solo, Chewbacca, and the droids R2-D2 and C-3PO, these leaders of the Alliance are hunted criminals and traitors to the Empire. I paused there because I was like, criminals? But yeah, of course they were criminals, right? They were rebels. Throughout the galaxy, the Empire's mighty war fleets, commanded by Lord Darth Vader, that's weird. Lord Darth Vader. You don't usually hear that said like that. It's Lord Vader or the Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader, or something like that. But you don't usually hear Lord Darth Vader. Sign of the times, I guess. Back then, they didn't really know that every Sith was going to have the title Darth, like Darth Maul, Darth Sidious, and stuff. That's why in the early era, or in like the Tales of the Jedi era, the Sith have names like Freedon Nan and Nagasato, Ludo Kresh, and things like that. Exar Kun, and that was his real name. He never like changed it from Exar Kun to like a Sith name or anything. Anyway, let's keep going. Vader hunts down the rebel. If they find them and crush the Alliance, the last flames of freedom may finally be extinguished. All right. So I think I'll stop there. It's only really a paragraph, but that's all I really wanted to get through today. Actually, you know what? Let's keep going. Let's do one more paragraph. We've only read half a page. I keep stopping because I have commentary, but you know. Okay, so this is about the book itself. It'll tell us a little bit about the book itself, which is probably better because that first part was kind of just summary stuff we already knew, but it's still cool to listen to because you got some like early 90s Star Wars lore descriptions, which you don't get when you just look at like the Wikipedia pages. You don't get that context. So that's why it's so cool to go back to the source rather than like read videos online or read videos online or watch wikis. Yeah. So anyway, the Star Wars universe is incredibly rich in texture and detail. Countless alien starships, droid, ground vehicles, weapons, heroes, villains appear in the 3 movies, and several dozen books, articles, radio programs, cartoons, and comics. While no single book could describe everything, after all, the rebellion rages across the entire galaxy. The Star Wars source book examines the most important features in detail. Awesome. How does a lightsaber operate? Why doesn't the Empire use X-Wings? Where did Han Solo meet Chewbacca? After countless hours of research, studying the movies, reading the books, pursuing the incredible volume of source material at Lucasfilm, West End Games has collected this into a fascinating information, much of which appears here for the first time. See what I'm saying? First time. You don't get this kind of context looking at wikis. This is like the real George Lucas. Like, this isn't like, hey, Disney canon. This is like real When George Lucas was there, the dog just sneezed. That they're having allergies. Anyway, um, this Star Wars source book describes the state of the Star Wars universe at the end of the first movie. Okay, so this is the first movie, and we're not talking about the Phantom Menace because that didn't exist, right? We're talking about A New Hope. Star Wars 4 episode, or Star Wars 4, A New Hope. People, place, People, places, and things from the second and third movies are indeed covered, but the events of Empire and Jedi have not yet occurred. Okay, so this source book takes place. Cool. This was done to recapture the excitement, awe, and wonder everyone felt. Well, yeah, you got to have the Emperor and Darth Vader there, right? The first time they entered the darkened theater back in the summer of 1977 and saw the words "a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away" blaze across the giant screens. Also, too much occurs between the first film and the third film to adequate, adequately cover in one volume. um, this book is an invaluable companion to the Star Wars role-playing game second edition, and each entry includes complete statistics, updated second edition rules. The Star Wars source book is packed full of descriptions, explanations, biographies, histories, photographs, illustrations, diagrams, starships, weapons, devices, aliens, creatures, heroes, villains. They're all here. So grab your blaster, jump behind the controls of an X-Wing, and return with us to a galaxy far, far away. And remember, the Force will be with you. Always. Okay. I think that will cover it. We got through the intro. That's pretty sweet. Already freaking 18 minutes live. I guess I had a couple minutes. We'll get back to that next stream. I'm not sure exactly when that is because I haven't decided on a schedule for these streams yet. But hopefully, I can find an audience and grow it, and it will be cool. If you do are hanging out, reach out in the chat. I can see the chat, by the way. So, if you have anything to say, go ahead and say it, Mr. or Mrs. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I've been reading lately. And this is more, this one I just finished. I have read these before. Well, that's not true. When I was a kid, I had the tapes. There's audio dramas that go with these. And so I had listened to the audio dramas. But on the cover here is Ulick Keldroma. He's an old Jedi from the time of the Old Republic. At least 2,000, 3,000 years, 4,000 years. I forget when exactly, but like a long time before Luke and Leia and Anakin and everything. I actually think he might be a little bit. So, and this book and these comics, they came out in the 90s. We're going to thumb through it a little bit. Let's see here. And the cool thing about them is they're actually inform the prequels a little bit. I still have a lot of, they don't show up too good because of the green screen. I can turn off the green screen for a minute. Oh, shoot. I don't want that. Oh, because I took the crop off, yeah. Keep the crop. And we'll turn off the chroma key. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. Let's see what I'm doing. So, yeah, these are pretty cool. There's Nagasato. He's a Dark Lord of the Sith. He tries to take over the Sith Empire where they rule over all the Sith and take on the Republic. It's a very young Republic because this is the times when they were trying to like chart the hyperspace lanes and stuff. So he goes up against the Empire, or sorry, the Republic which has Jedi. There's some of the battle right there when he invades the Republic. I think it's Emperor Tetra. I can't remember the name exactly. Like I said, I'm no good with names, but you can see the Sith, the Red Sith, coming in, fighting, and the Jedi are trying to, uh, wipe them out. It's really cool how Egyptian inspired this is because I don't know. I just think that's cool. Like each Star Wars, if you think about like the prequels and the original trilogy, of course, it's kind of different with the sequels because they're so samey. But think about those; they each had their own like feel, right? Like um, the original trilogy has that kind of industrialized feel, uh, and then the prequels have kind of a more sheeny, uh, you could almost call it an Art Deco feel from the prequels. Obviously, each planet is different, but if you kind of look at the like vehicle style and stuff, it's almost a little bit like 1930s, like um, big chunky shapes that are smooth and graceful. You might say even the droids, they're the battle droids and the droid army is very elegant looking compared to like the utilitarian Empire stuff. Um, and so it's cool they kind of gave like this early look at all the Sith ships right there. I think this might be when they're about to go attack the New Republic, uh, but they got a completely different look, and I just think that's so cool. And you can see that's Gavin there, the guy on the page in most of the panels. He's got a real Egyptian look too. He's not a bad guy, but he gets hooked up with the wrong people, you might say. Um, yeah, and it's not just about that particular battle. There's also so here's well before I go there, I'll show you this panel too. This one's really cool. I love these war panels. Like look at that, so cool. Like that. There's a shell, like a shell spaceship. So there's like a sea theme going on with the Sith fleet. So awesome. But yeah, I just got finished reading these, and like I said, I had the audiobooks for these. So on YouTube, they actually have like people that put together like sound effects and like um uh yeah merge the comic with the voiceover, so you get this like comic, and then you get the voiceover, and then they've got sound effects and music that they later on top of it. I want to say it's like Mr. Poke or something, but if you go and you look for like definitive edition Star Wars audio drama, you'll find a ton of them, and some of them are these old tales and stuff. So it's really cool to listen to, because this is the time of the Old Republic, like how all the hyperspace lanes were charted and stuff, and like some of the first wars with the Sith, with the rediscovery of the Sith. Um, there's Ulick Keldroma and some of his boys. Um, Ulick, I'm not worrying about spoilers here, I'll say. So Ulick eventually does go the dark side for a little bit. Um, Comes back like Anakin. He's really rash. Um, he's a great Jedi, but he's very rash and bold, and just like Anakin, like too much responsibility on his shoulders and stuff, and it goes bad. Um, Here's Nomi Sunrider. Oh man, like talk about a great female character. Here's like, I'm not that like I don't get that bent out of shape about woke stuff, honestly. Like if it's not like real overtly whatever, I don't mind, a little bit of that. I just would prefer not to be political at all. But like, here's a woman that I think everybody could agree on could have an awesome Star Wars movie. Naomi Sunrider, she gets thrust into the Jedi life, ends up in a war on Onderon, fighting the forces of Freedon Nan's followers, who's a Sith Lord. Um, Check this out. That's one of Freedon Nan's followers right there. That guy in the black, that sort of a pseudo Vader look to him, but he's pretty sweet. He only shows up for a couple panels, but if you imagine, like, and all these stories, like with Ulick and Gavin and or Gavin and Jory and the Sith War and stuff, all of it, they all connect in different ways. So you can imagine, like, if Lucasfilm wanted to, they could make a movie about each one of these characters and then sort of tie them up in a big Avengers style film. Of course, you might not like the people at Lucasfilm that would make these films. That's always a concern, but that's not really what I want to focus on. I just want to focus on like the idea of making these films, not necessarily the reality of who would be making them and how they would turn out. You know what I'm saying? Um, and honestly, some of the new Star Wars stuff I like quite a lot. Not all of it, definitely not all of it, but some of it. Nomi taking up the lightsaber. That's the second time she uses the lightsaber, I think. Um, Go through a little bit more here. Get to the end. Well, there's this dude again. This is a pretty cool panel. Uh, Busting into, so like Onderon has this walled city, and they call for the Jedi, which is kind of weird. It's kind of this weird plot hole, but they call for the Jedi, um, and so the Jedi come, and they're like, wipe out these beast riders because they're damaging our city and stuff. But then it turns out the people in the city are like worshiping Freedon Nan, who is a Sith Lord. And so the Jedi are like, bro, we're not gonna like go kill these dudes. We can help you negotiate with them if you want. But then the Jedi end up actually fighting the against the city that they'd come to protect. But the whole thing is like, the weird part is like, well, why did they call the city, or why did they call them to the city if they were Sith and they didn't want to die? Because if you send a Sith to call a bunch of Jedi to a city, like, just don't call them, you know? But maybe they thought they could trick them. I mean, that was kind of the plan, but maybe it wasn't a great plan. Ludo crashes. That's the father, the king, who's like just a big bag of jelly hanging on a sack, and there's Ulick Keldroma going at it, battling to save his master from uh, that king dude and his followers. Um, yeah, pretty cool stuff here. Another cool shot of fleet. Oop. I love those ship shots. They're great. One thing I wish is they had a little bit more saber action in these comics. There's some though. When Nomi and forget who's with her, but Nomi comes to the Onderon to help Ulick and them fight off the Sith, Freedon Nan's followers. So. And now I'm getting into the next one, which is a really cool story about Exar Kun, but I'm just starting this one, so save that for another time. I'll show you the cover though. Yeah, like I said, getting into Exar Kun, that'll be cool. And there are, as I said, if you don't want to buy the comics on YouTube, if you look for a definitive Star Wars definitive um, audio dramas, you'll find like fully voice acted with the comic panels and sound effects. So it's pretty cool. All right, let's turn back on the background. And what we're going to do next is play a video game. And I have this controller. I I got a new joystick. I'm not super happy with this joystick. I think it's more for like flight sims, and I just kind of wanted like a cheap joystick to play games with, and so it doesn't like have a bunch of buttons on the top. I wish it had more buttons and things, but that's okay. It has enough buttons for what I need. So we're gonna go ahead and play Pod Racer with this joystick, and it's kind of cool because Pod Racer, you're controlling it feels a little more real. I had a joystick when I was a kid with this game. Had a Microsoft Sidewinder, if you remember those joysticks. So yeah, it was it's always a good time. I love playing with the joystick. You can play with other things like gamepad or and there were versions for the N64 and Dreamcast, and they had gamepads, of course. Um, And those versions are pretty good, but there's something real special about playing it with a joystick um, on the computer that I really like. So we're gonna go do that for a little bit. There's also a Sega arcade version if you didn't know, and you can actually get that thing. But I think it costs a couple $1,000s. But I might do it someday. Imagine having and it's like a full setup. So I would have like a full pod racer in my basement. But it's old tech, so it'd be like an old CRT screen and like you know um, big ass Anakin pod racers engines on the side, and you sit between them, almost like, and you get the pod racing seat. I've never actually played that game, but I hear good things. So I am gonna go ahead and start this. It might get a little glitchy for a second because it likes to switch resolutions on me. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it does here. Get the game going. Why is it trying to? It wants to be in administrative mode. I don't know. Why do you need to? All right, so we'll go into share mode. Okay, everything's still good. I think it was lagging a little bit, but other than that, hey, if y'all are here, say hi. You'll be the first. Like, if you say hi, you'll be literally the first person on YouTube to say hi to my live stream. And the thing is, if you do that, you can brag about that because the plan is to become bigger than Star Wars Theory. I don't know if I'll actually be able to, but I mean, may as well set a very big goal. I am using the name Overbound, right? Like as my nickname. That's me, Overbound. So like, set a goal too ambitious to achieve. No, I can do it. All right. But if you say something, then you'll be like, yeah, I was the first guy to ever comment on that loser's stream. And they'll all be like, damn, he's something special. You, not me. So think about that. You can tell your one friend on your sad little Discord account. No, I'm just kidding. Oh no, I'm in front. I'm sure you have two friends. No, I'm not going to be like display capture. I just want it behind the camera. Okay, that should be good. I won't be deprecating my fan base too much. That was kind of I don't even have a pancake, so who am I talking about even? I want the chat up here though. Just in case. You never know. Somebody might say something someday. All right, I got some likes on the video. I appreciate that, you guys. You guys. Okay. All right. I can see the chat. We're good. All right, let's do this thing. How's the audio though? All right, I think I got to turn up the desktop audio just a little bit. Ah, so annoying. Constantly switching resolutions. See, and then it switches over, and then it puts this back on this screen when it was supposed to be on the other screen. There's the live stream chat. I have to play this with the desktop mode. Oh, that's going to be too loud. Now it's going to do it again. Jeez. Set it about there so you can hear it in the background a little bit, but it's not too overwhelming. I hope that's good. Negative 45. I'm probably gonna actually 35. Okay. I'll turn it down here. Hopefully that's good. I'm pretty sure it should be. Put this back here, and we'll try one more time. Okay. Oh no, I got my real name, Anakin. I'm just kidding. Be hilarious. I wonder, man, can you imagine being? I think there are kids named Anakin. Like you're at school, like first day of school, they're calling out name Anakin. Anakin. The whole class just busts out laughing. God. I bet you there are kids. Who do I want to be? I often played as EB Nebcod at the start. I guess I'll play him. I already did that first race, and which is good because I think I'll go for the second one. I had to test out the joystick and stuff, so I did play this just a little bit. Oh my gosh, that's stupid. I can't see the chat now. Okay, let me try this one more time. This goes here. That goes in front. Maybe it'll work now. Okay. All right, I'll have to dock it one more time. All right. Okay. I can see. Jet. Kind of. Okay, now I can. I think. Or maybe I'll just keep this up. And that'll work better. Don't you switch on me. Okay. Okay, we're good. I promise this time. So we're going to do the second race at Gaza. Gaza. Gaza, huh? Gaza. Okay. A tiny little audio there. I'll probably get demonetized because of the music. That's okay though. I might be able to get YouTube's streamer or AI to like filter out the Star Wars audio. Sadly, look at how small that is. I'm running this on 4K. That's why it looks so small. It's upscaled to 4K. It's a 4K monitor, but I think it's running in HD to be specific. Okay, gotta switch my view. All right. Let's go, baby. I'm actually pretty good at this, but I say that and I'll probably suck now. Oh, shoot. That's hilarious. I said I was good. But I'm not too worried about it. I mean, I should still be able to win this pretty easily. I just can't remember what the break is the only problem. Okay, there's the break. Oh, yeah. New lap record. Let's blast. Let's blast. Oh, I hit somebody. I lapped them. Hey, I told you. I could easily beat this. I don't know what... Does this have... I can't remember if this has a... I hit the brake just a little late. Hey, got in the lap record, though. But I forget if this has... I forget what I was going to say. This forgets that it has. I forgot. Oh, stop taking those corners like that, you stupid idiot. Gotta focus. Easy, easy. Stupid brake. I don't like where that brake is. I mean, we won, so, like, that's good, right? But I'm not happy with the brake. See, the brake is right here, and it's kind of, like, hard to, like, click. That's actually not a great... All right. Great place for it. I might have to... Okay, I won't beat it. All right. So now we'll go to the next race. That was actually a really quick one. I forgot how... Oh, yeah. I think that track is, like, really quick. In general. Like, that's one of the shortest tracks in the game, I think. Yeah, I used to play this all the time. So first played this in like 1999 on my friend's computer, my neighbor's computer. And we would always play with the joystick. So then as soon as I got a computer that was good enough to get that game, I got a joystick and started getting it myself. But I had already beaten the game pretty much by that point, just playing it with him or them, because it was a set of brothers. And my brother was there as well. All right, let's go. But yeah, I freaking love this game. What's cool about this joystick, the one thing I like about it, it's got a nice big red button, which is good for the boost button. Ah! Come on, buddy, let's go. I love this game, though. They did make a sequel to it, but the sequel isn't nearly as good. Oh. This one, I believe, was made internally at Lucasfilm. Or LucasArts, I mean, because that was their computer division, right? Or their games division. And they just had some really cutting edge tech back then, you know. I'm gonna die. And I don't know if this game was cutting edge, but it really has a nice feel to it. But when they made that sequel, they outsourced it, and keep forgetting that break. And it's just not as good. They didn't like try to replicate the feel of this game at all. They did something really cool where like you use each joystick of like a PS2 controller, one for each engine, and you like have to steer them by like shifting back and forth on them. Sort of like one of those 0-degree lawnmowers, if you've ever driven one of those. 0-degree turn, I think, or 360, whatever it's called. But the gameplay just sucked, so it was a cool feature, but like it sucks. It sucks. If it sucks, it sucks, man. Oh, I was trying to go through the middle. All right. Easy win, regardless of the crashes. There's a secret up here. I think I can get up there. Or not. There's a secret tunnel up there. So one thing about this game is, I guess I'll tell you a little bit. I'm intentionally damaging myself right now. Okay, that was a little too far. But just want to kind of damage myself right now. You can see my getting damaged on the side. Oh no, my engine. Oh, it's all red, see? So that's like a damage and stuff. And when you boost, you damage them too. Right? Ooh. Oh, did you see the skybox flipping? Ooh, my engine is getting real damage now, but it doesn't matter because I'm about to crash. But the thing about damaging them is you can repair them. So I'm going to damage some more. I'm losing my first place position doing this, but that's okay. It'll make the third round more exciting, right? I need more damage. Oh, I'll just catch it on fire. Genius. Yeah, so that's cool. You actually, your engines catch on fire. Oh, shoot. Overheat. Oh, no. Engine fire. Where's the repair? Is it here? I forgot what the repair button was. Somebody... The repair button. Oh, here it is. So it slows you down when you're repairing, and it'll only repair one engine part at a time, and they don't repair all the way back up to like their full health, but they'll repair some, you see? I'm as repaired as I can get now, even though I'm still damaged somewhat. And when you yes, made it. When you crash, you get, full health back. But it slows you down when you're repairing, like I said, so you have to be a little bit strategic about it. I'm in first place again, though, so who cares, right? Let's try to weed this. Yes! Okay, let's try to go this way. Oh, I thought that was the... I thought it was a different part of the track where there was a tunnel through there. Is it still ahead or did I pass it? Because I didn't actually show off that tunnel part. Clip in, clip in. Yes, there it is. Clipped in. Thank God I didn't want to go over a green sky. So for some reason the sky is green when you don't have skybox. Let's go boosting. So you have to press forward to boost, and then and then when it turns yellow, you can hit the button and it turns red, and it goes even faster. And then you got to brake to let yourself. Okay, I'm still fully repaired. So you kind of like boosting. It's kind of like this game of like boosting, steering, repairing. Don't have to hit the brake all that much unless you're boosting. Don't have to hit the brake too much. Here we go. We won. Oh, I forgot about that shortcut. One of those tents you can actually go through and like zip through the tent or whatever you call it. And it's a shortcut. Forgot about that. And so you win new pods when you win a race and such. So who's this? I don't remember this guy's name off the top of my head. Was it Elder Beto? I think it was Elder Beto. Okay, what planet is this? This is Aquilaris. Okay. And it's the favorite track of Clegg Hold Fast. Pretty sweet. Hold fast, huh? But you hold them fast. Watch this little cutscene. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So yeah, a lot after this game, Lucasfilm outsourced a lot of their games because they were having a lot of their LucasArts employees work on the prequels actually, instead of making video games, which is what they did throughout the 90s. So yeah, couldn't be working on games, so they outsourced a lot of the. That's why, like, before Episode 1, a lot of the games are like in-house at Lucasfilm. Like Jedi, they had the Jedi engine, the Dark Forces trilogy, and the Sith engine, and a lot of in-house click adventure games, whatever you call them. Point and click adventure games. That's what they call them. But then when Episode 1 came out, they started downsizing that and focusing on, well, I mean before Episode 1 came out, but especially afterwards. So some of the early Episode 1 games like this, I believe, were made in-house at Lucasfilm, or LucasArts, but after that, they were all outsourced, and the sequel to this game was outsourced. And what they did is they ruined the tracks. Like, they're just little, like, go-kart, like, whereas these are real broad and expansive feeling tracks, like, they feel like little go-kart tracks in the sequel. Little go-kart tracks. Like, you're going around a little circle. And it's just, it doesn't, and you can't really crash as easily, and it's just, it doesn't feel the same. You don't go up and down as much. They're just kind of flat tracks, so you're just like a little go-kart circuit, is how I can describe it. Oh no. I'm still in first though. Like, this is like not even a challenge for me. I don't usually play in this mode. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Oh, that's fun. Alright, enough of that though. Big fan of this mode, the pulled out view so you can see more. It's a good, oops, wrong button. But it's nice to have options. Easy does it. Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to talk about, which I was going to do a section on this, but I guess I'll just talk about it here, is all the stuff I've been reading, Star Wars books and stuff. So I've been reading the Thrawn trilogy again. I'm almost through it again. It's great, of course. I'm using the new reading from Audible to go through it. I'm almost done, like I said. I've been reading the Fate of the Jedi books for the first time. Learning about Abeloth and all that stuff. It's a 9-book series, and some of them are pretty long books, so it's taking a long time to get through, but I'm about 4.5 books in out of 9, so about halfway there. I can't say I recommend that book series. I would definitely, of course, recommend the Thrawn trilogy if you want to get into Star Wars books. Luke in that is great, which is, of course, always good. We need more awesome Luke stuff because people don't realize how awesome Luke is because he's stuck in these, like, I mean, no offense to the original trilogy, but he's stuck in like these 1970s films or 1980s films, and like the tech is outdated, and he was also a young Jedi then. Would love to see Luke at his prime, which we've never gotten to see before in live action, other than tiny bit in Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian, which I do like. But it'd be great to get a Luke movie. I don't even know how I got started on Luke. Oh yeah, so I was reading Thrawn trilogy again. Of course, Luke's great in that. Luke's great in Dark Empire as well, which I've also been revisiting via the YouTube channels. Via a YouTube channel that has the audio drama synced up with music and the comic books. So I reread the Dark Empire trilogy that way. Really great way to experience it. Really recommend it. Highly recommend it. Really, I like Luke in the expanded universe. I feel like Dave Filoni just took that and made that Anakin's character in the Clone Wars. You know, it's not exact because he's got to have his darker moments, right? Because, you know, he is Vader. But as far as like the lighthearted nature, or not lighthearted, but the heroic nature, I feel like he really just like took Luke from the expanded universe, and I'm pretty sure he was pretty into it all. So hopefully we'll be getting some more expanded universe in the Disney canon, and they'll be more faithful in adapting George's stuff going forward. We'll see, though. I mean, it's not really too late to give Ben Solo a twin sister, you know. Let's do one more. Actually, what we'll do is we'll finish off this circuit, and we'll go from there. And then I'll probably say goodbye. But yeah, so read Dark Empire trilogy, rereading Tales of the Jedi, or reading it for the first time in comic form, I guess. Although I've looked at a lot of the pages and stuff. Going through Fate of the Jedi series and almost done with the Thrawn trilogy. Yes, I am reading a couple book series at the same time. I also am about halfway through Plagueis, but I don't like that book as much as other people, so it's going to take me a little bit of time to get through. It's got cool lore in it, don't get me wrong, but as far as like a read, it's a bit much. I don't know. I just don't care about the characters that much as characters, you know? Because they're just like, Plagueis he's not like, I don't, like, he's an awesome bad guy, don't get me wrong. I like him as a bad guy. I love him as a bad guy. But I don't really, like, care about his backstory that much, you know? Some of it is cool, though. Well, no, all of it is cool. I guess it just doesn't feel like they're telling a real story. It's just more like bits of lore. I guess it's fine. I just don't enjoy. You know what it is? It's the writing style. That's what it really is. It's the writing style of Plagueis is a little bit overly descriptive. You know, uh, his pressed lips. He pressed his lips. He pressed his leathery lips as he took a cool drink from his alabaster soda can. You know what I'm saying? Like a little bit too much of that. His alabaster soda can. I don't know. Just making shit up, but you know what I mean? It's just like a little like, okay, you can like give it a break on the pretentious descriptive narrative. You know, it's just a bit too much for me. Get to the point. And the problem I have with the Fate of the Jedi series is kind of similar. Oh, what do I got to do there? Like, I thought I was supposed to pull back. Do I got to air brake there or something? Hey, Willie, how's it going, man? Thank you for joining. I'll read what you guys are saying. I got two comments now. Steven, you're looking familiar too. Where do I know you from? I know I've seen you before, but I don't remember where it was from. Off the top of my head. Also, I only got like a second look at your nickname. Are you from Bounty Game Dev? Anyway, yeah, as soon as I'm done with this, we're on third lap, so this will only take another second. I'll take a second here and chat with you guys for a second. You two are my first ever comments on a live stream, so pretty cool. Thank you, thank you. Pretty cool, thank you, thank you. But man, I just love Luke in the expanded universe, you know? Shit, what am I supposed to do there? Like, am I supposed to break? Doesn't really matter because I'm winning anyway, but get a few seconds off my time if I... Oops. I knew what I was supposed to do there. I'm pulling back on the joystick. I assume that's what you're supposed to do usually, but I guess I won't find out since we're done. All right, let me read here. Reminds me of KOTOR. How do you do those races? Oh, adrenaline thrill. Never played this game. I did Rogue Squadron run back in the day. Yeah, Rogue Squadron is great too. I'll probably play that on the stream at some point too, because there's a PC port of that. There isn't of the second or third one, but the original we can play. Yeah, and this game, it gets pretty fast. I've been playing it since I was like 12 years old, so it's pretty easy for me at this point. I've beaten it a couple times. Haven't played it in years, honestly, other than playing it for a couple minutes the other day to make sure it worked, but I think I want to switch racers. How do I go back? I unlocked the new racer. The Bolt. I also probably have enough to upgrade some of these racers. You know what? Let's play as Anakin and we'll upgrade his racer if we can. I can show you guys how, because there's a part system. I think. Did I go too far? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this is my like favorite futuristic racer. I like this thing better than like any of them really. F-Zero. What was oh no, I was gonna okay. So I wasn't sure of the order these screens came at me, so take Anakin. Yes. Must place fourth or better to progress. Okay, great. Okay. So we go to buy parts. so we can crank up his top speed. Check that out.
Take a look around. I got everything you need, huh?
Why not? We'll be blasted.
Have you seen my chance cube?
Have you seen? That's how I lost your slavery. Yeah, we better increase turning. We'll get that acceleration going too.
You're gonna lose unless you upgrade your pod racer, I think.
Hey, I think you can go kiss my fat ass. Slaver.
Look around, they no buy. Why nobody buy?
Maybe it's a protest. I'm just kidding. Let's see. Maybe it's the protest. Protesting the man. Glad you're doing good, Willie. I'll talk to you afterwards if you. Yeah, a lot of older games. A lot of older games did have goofy animation. All right, let's roll it. 2 more races. And I'll do them with this upgraded Anakin pod. Yippee! I love The Phantom Menace. Great movie. People that don't like that movie, I don't know. It's freaking. I mean, just so exciting. Whoa, that's cool looking. Ward and Boda. Wonder if he came back in anything else. I don't really remember him. Ubo. Ooh, got the jump. Yippee. Yippee. And I think Jake Lloyd does the actual voiceover in this, so that's cool. Jake Lloyd, of course, is Anakin from Episode 1. Yeah, it's definitely him. It's definitely fast. Yeah, some of these pods you can get up going to 1,000 with the upgrades. I'm getting my butt kicked. All right, better play a little more strategery rather than just trying to blast through everything. But let's blast anyway. Ooh. Where's that brake? Hold the brake. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Listen, friend. What did I hit? I didn't even see nothing. Did I hit somebody? Maybe I hit the first place racer? I don't know. Anything. Oh, so in this one it's blue. The flipped area. Just keep going, buddy. We're in first again, at least. Worth it. Worth it. Don't want to overdo it. Little boost. Yep. Okay. Oh, I almost ran into that wall. I ran to that one instead. By choice. I chose not to run into that one. Oh, buddy, you need some repairs. Oh, we got it. I just repaired that. We're so far ahead now, it's like not even funny though. Spoke too soon. Yeah, move your head. That's gonna help. Holy smokes! Bro, why aren't you going? Hit it. Hit it. Why is it? Why am I not going faster? Did I break the stick? It's not getting to the boost. Why am I going 6? What the hell is going on? This doesn't seem right. Okay. Why can't I? Oh, okay. I get it. I pushed down the throttle and I didn't realize it. Time to rib. Okay, let's go, buddy. All right, this is for all. Takes a little bit more concentration. Yeah. Repair. Let's go. It's working. Great meme. That was gonna hit. Can't believe I'm still alive. They're right behind me. Punch it. I haven't wrecked in a while now. Throttle up. Yep. Let's go. We're well ahead of them, though. We're well on our way to a nice sound victory, regardless of how many times I killed him. Hey, he was going to die anyway in 40 years. 35, maybe? I don't know. Exactly. Yeah. That was fun. I love this game. Alrighty. Let's go again. Got a new pod. Looks a little funny. I don't remember whose that is. Is it Fudd saying? Mars good. Or go? Is that G or an O or a D? I don't know. Let's. Oh man, I forgot about this. See, I was doing winning skilled, where you get 600 if you get in second, but I should have been doing this the whole time because I'm winning first in every one of these, so I may as well have taken the whole pot. Forgot about that. Let's go ahead and race. Oh yeah. Looks a little goofy. I think there's something going on with the clipping on that. Graphics aren't quite right. All right, it's gonna be a nice, easy race. Nice and easy. Yeah. Oh, I thought that was a ramp. I thought it was a ramp. get up on top of that. Big old animals. Yeah, I rented this game for the Dreamcast once. It plays pretty much the same. And of course I played the N64 version. So I played every version of this except for the Game Boy, which isn't the same game. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying. It's like a 2D overhead type dealie. And I never played the Sega Arcade version, which again is another game, although it is 3D. Yeah, this is easy. Are we done with this track yet? Easy, easy, easy. Nice little turn here. Just a nice little turn. Yeah. Do. Gotta pick your path here. I don't remember what the difference is. But we went on this one. We're still on the first, this is a long one. Still on the first lap. Oh, come on. Come on. Yeah, this is... I would imagine this music is going to get me demonetized, but... Oh. But that's okay. Maybe it's quiet enough they won't notice. Because, yeah, I mean, I just got this channel monetized, which is pretty sweet. I'm doing opinion videos on it and stuff, mostly, and then I'm going to start doing these streams once in a while, and should be pretty sweet. Just want to... So great, you know, having an excuse to read Star Wars books, because I'm the kind of person that always likes to be productive, you know. I tell myself that anyway. And so it's really hard for me to like sit down and read something, but like now I have a Star Wars channel that's monetized. Like I can literally buy Star Wars comics and write it off as a tax expense now. And don't think I'm not going to do that. Or maybe I need a lightsaber. Like, I'm not that big on like collectibles and stuff. Like, I like the books because I read them, you know, but I'm not that big on collectibles. But even a lightsaber might be a good idea for like showing off on stream and stuff. And just to hold in stuff. And if I did get a lightsaber, which one should I get? I mean, I'd probably get one of those $100 ones, the ones that stand up pretty well and stuff. I don't know that much about like lightsabers. I know there's a whole quote-unquote cottage industry of lightsaber creators and modifiers and stuff. And that's cool, and I could like get one of those to show off, but I'm not that big into collectibles because like they kind of just get in the way. You know, like I got my drawing stuff around me and my books for education and readings, and I don't need no clutter. Anyway though, but for thumbnails and stuff, get an actual lightsaber. I can pull it out on stream and stuff, just be entertaining with it and such. Maybe learn a couple tricks, like the rolly over the hand trick that everybody does. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, it's pretty sweet to have a Star Wars channel because now I can stream Star Wars gaming and I can, you know, make videos. I'll probably end up commenting some on some Den of Nerds videos because I watch his content a lot and I like him. But I don't always agree with what he says, so like I'll watch one of his videos and be like, can you believe this MFer? That stands for multifaceted person somehow. So yeah, I'm real excited about that too, and we'll read more book. I mean, I'm going to keep reading that Star Wars source book, the OG Star Wars source book, on the screen. We'll keep reading the good book, and I'll show you what any Star Wars pickups I have. Mostly books, like I said, but maybe get a lightsaber and such like that. And we'll play some Star Wars games, and we'll have plenty of Star Wars opinions, and hopefully I can get some like people attending regularly so that I can do things of that nature, or so I can get a regular audience, Sweet. But you guys are all at the start of this, because even though I have 10,000 subscribers, like, I don't really have any fans. They're just like random people on YouTube that subscribe to me, because of different videos I made and such, and some advertisement. But none of them are subscribed to me because they like seen my face or anything, or most of them aren't for my opinion videos. Like, they're mostly for like my trailer or my lore videos I made with AI and such like that, which I will still do on occasion, but making stuff with AI isn't really that fulfilling, so I prefer to like make animation on my own and like make my own art and stuff most of the time. But that's all original, so because I don't really want to like focus on Star Wars creations that I can't wholly own myself. So it's still fun to do those AI videos. I did that Luke talks to Darth Cadus, which I think is really cool. I really like that video, and it's like in Clone Wars style. Love how that turned out. And the one cool thing about that video is, like, even though it's AI generated, like, it's my acting, so like the art of it, and that's the one cool thing about doing it, the art of the AI videos is actually the performance capture of me acting, because I acted for Luke Skywalker, I acted for Cadus, I acted for Ben Skywalker and Mara Jade. And so, like, I actually used this camera, like the camera you're seeing me on right now. I was like, and so for Luke, I was like, it's weird because you actually have to get into form of acting and like thinking about what they'd be doing. So I was doing like a lot of like confusing looks and like trying to like, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but you know what I mean. I was like trying to like say their words naturally and their lines, and the dialogue I did is actually from the Fate of the Jedi books, when Luke and Ben Skywalker encounter the ghosts of Cadus and Mara Jade and Anakin. Although I didn't do one for Anakin, I probably will at some point. But anyway. Okay, our final race. Why have tax deductions when we could just eliminate taxes? Hey, I'm all for eliminating taxes, but I'll take my tax deductions otherwise, right? Oh, brother. Oh, man, I thought we had one more. Yeah, I won! I think I want to do one more. I'm having a real fun time, and I have more viewers now than I ever had before, so let's just keep going a little bit longer until the viewers start dropping off. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Okay. Could I go to 8:30, How do I get past this? Yeah, I get it. I won. Next. Okay. Can I play the hard races? Oh, I can play the harder races. Let's just go ahead and play one of these real hard ones. See if I can win at it, huh? With Anakin slightly upgraded pod racer. Well, I upgrade the speed quite a bit, I guess. But yeah, so many things I can claim on taxes now because I've got YouTube business. It's freaking great. And these first couple of years, I don't even have to be profitable, Like, after a while, you do have to be profitable, or the IRS will be like, hey, don't seem like you're really trying to, like, start a business. It kind of just seems like you're... But they completely understand that businesses aren't... And, of course, if you were a big business, like a multi-million-dollar business that had employees and stuff, of course, then they don't care because, big businesses get all the treatment. Special treatment. But like if you were an individual with a business that was like having revenue but floundering and not being profitable for year on end, then they start being like, okay, is this really a business, or are you just expensing your hobby, which is against the rules? But I'm making ad revenue. I have proof that my channels are growing. I have hired, not employees, but, help. So that is a business. And so I can expense my Star Wars lightsaber. I still want to understand what I got to do to, like, because you should be able to pull back, and, like, in pulling back, you should, maybe you have to brake and pull back, but you should, like, hang in the air. I don't remember pressing brake, but maybe I did. Well, I'm in third. I wasn't even really paying attention to the race. I guess I better try to win. On the separate track here. Ah, fourth place. I might not be able to win this. Kind of forgot, but we'll still try. We gotta speed it up. Repair. Alright, okay. I don't know. Gotta check that out. I should have braked there, but I just... 700. Ooh. It's 700. Need more acceleration to get to 1,000. What happened? What happened? What happened? Everything just... What the friggin' flippin'... Hello? Everything went black. What the Everything, all my screens are black now. My computer's not hot. And you just... Okay, I guess the game crashed. So that seems like a good place to end it, I guess. Turn off the display here. Wasn't really what I intended, but I guess it is what it is. Yeah, thank you all for joining. We'll do this again soon. I'm not exactly sure when, but we will do it again soon. Yeah, I guess that's it. So what I usually do for these streams, although never have for this stream before, is I will kind of let us out with a song. And I'll just use the same song that I drove us in with. I love this song. As far as generic sci-fi music, this is pretty sweet. So check out my channel if you haven't. I've got a lot of AI lore videos that you can see, like Clone Wars style characters. Some of your favorite Star Wars expanded universe characters as Clone Wars style characters, or as Clone Wars design characters using AI, something like that. Got those conversation pieces. I've got a few trailers, like crazy, like episode 7 trailers, and a pretend Luke animated series trailer. I got a lot of takes on there on the channel too, like Star Wars takes. That's what the channel's primarily going to be focused on, but I will make occasional AI story videos for fun as well, especially as the channel starts growing, because those do cost money. Yeah, anyway, I think that is it for today. I'm going to let this... Oh, what I was going to say is I actually took some McQuarrie's art and I put it to this song, and I ran it through the video creator, or the video generator, so it's like video representations of his art to this song. It's pretty cool. I think it turned out really well. I actually think it's one of my best videos, but it's not that viewed. But check out the channel. Check it out there. You might like it. Anyway, thanks again. I hope you all have a great day. This has been the Untitled Overbound Show. I'll have to figure out like an opening and closing theme, or like a little opening closing pageantry and stuff for this. But for now, I will just say, may the Force be with you. Overbound out.